Hey everyone, welcome to Prosperous Life Finance, where I help educate you in becoming a better trader and investor so that you can create consistently profitable trades. In this video, we'll be looking at the VWAP technical indicator. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So in case you guys are wondering, I'm using the TD Ameritrade Think or Swim trading platform. But this indicator will be available across all platforms. So in order to add this indicator, you're going to go up here to Studies, Edit Studies, and then search up VWAP or VWAP. So once we double click it, we're going to go ahead and look into the settings. So we are going to be using the default settings, which means that there is going to be a standard deviation of +2 and -2. So we're going to go ahead and click OK. So now that we have added the VWAP indicator, we're going to be using the 1 day, 1 minute time frame chart, as we can see here. So first of all, what is VWAP? So VWAP or VWAP stands for volume weighted average price and essentially gives the average price of the stock over a given period. The VWAP is useful because it takes into account both the volume and the price so that it can give you an idea of the stock's overall value and the trend. Some general rules is that an upward sloping VWAP indicates an uptrend, a downward sloping VWAP indicates a downtrend, and a flat one indicates a consolidation. So as we can see here, we do see the VWAP indicator on our chart here. So the first thing we notice is 3 bands. The middle one is the actual VWAP indicator, and the other 2 are a specified number of standard deviations above and below the VWAP. And as we saw in the default settings, these are actually 2 standard deviations away from the VWAP line, both above it and under it. So the upper band is essentially a signal for an overbought stock, and the lower band is a signal for an underbought stock. So the VWAP line also lets us know if the stock is above average, which would be in this range here, or below average, which is under it. The good thing about knowing if a stock is currently above average or below average is that it helps us with our buying and selling strategies and gives us a good insight on the stock's value. One good thing as well is that the VWAP can also be used as a dynamic level of support and resistance to give you a better idea of the price action and where it could be heading towards. And as we can see here on the chart, the VWAP was actually used multiple times as a support right around here and a resistance right here. One thing to note is that this indicator is widely used by both retail traders and professional traders and is very helpful and common across mutual funds and large institutional buyers in order to place massive orders of stocks and not disrupt the market while placing these large buy and sell orders. So the VWAP is actually used for both retail and professional traders alike. So while the actual VWAP may be similar to a moving average, the difference is that the VWAP indicator actually assigns a larger weight on price points with high volume, which can give you a better advantage when identifying prime entry and exit points throughout your personal trading strategies. So let's go ahead and look at some examples. So as you can see here, once the day started, this stock was actually starting to trade above average and was also very near this resistance line, which is the upper band of the VWAP. And as we can see, once it got near it, it did go all the way down and actually broke this VWAP line, which was actually signaling us that this could be a trend reversal. And we do see how it started to go down and started to use this lower band as a dynamic support level. As we can see, it tested it about 3 times before going back up and crossing this VWAP line once again and going above it. Once it broke this VWAP line once again and went down, we do see how it even broke the lower band, which was signaling us a very large signal of an undervalued stock, which actually did go up after that, which could have had you make some nice profits right around here. And as you can see, it kept testing this support zone multiple times throughout the trading day until it finally rallied up towards the end and stayed above average and kept uptrending from there. So as we can see here, the VWAP does indicate when the stock is above average, below average, and does help us identify where the stock might be heading towards with these dynamic support and resistance levels. So as we can see here, this bottom line was actually used as a dynamic support level as it was tested multiple times throughout the trading day. And this upper VWAP line was actually used as a dynamic resistance level. And we do see how once it did break this trend, this previous VWAP line, which was used as a dynamic resistance level, was actually now turned into a dynamic support level. So we can see how this VWAP is actually very useful to us as traders in order to take advantage of intraday trades and give us a very good idea of whether the stock is overbought, oversold, or trading above or below average. So now we're going to be taking a look at another stock, which is going to be Goldman Sachs. So as we can see, it started the trading day below average, which was a sign of an undervalued stock, which if you were to buy it around here, you could have made some very nice profits. And it did keep using this lower band, which is -2 standard deviations away from the VWAP line, as a dynamic support level, as it kept testing it multiple times before breaking this VWAP line and going into this beautiful uptrend here, and then using this upper band as a sort of resistance zone before it did take another dive down past the VWAP line into near this lower band. So just to show how powerful the VWAP is, if you were to enter a trade based on the VWAP and had an entry point at a below average price point, you would have profited if you sold anywhere above the VWAP. As we can see here, you do see that you could have made some nice profits if you sold anywhere above the VWAP, which did indicate that it was above average at that point. So now let's look at some examples by adding some other technical indicators and show you just how beautiful the VWAP can work alongside other popular indicators. So as we go up here to studies, edit studies, we're going to be adding the RSI, which is the relative strength index, and also the MACD, and we're going to leave them at their default settings. So as you can see here, we have the RSI right here, the relative strength index, and the MACD. So as we can see here, before this beautiful uptrend happened, we do see how the RSI was very near underbought territory and how the MACD was actually signaling us in order to buy this stock. So if we did incorporate this VWAP with the RSI and MACD, we do see how these were both signaling a buy signal, and we can see how right after that it did rally up, so you would have made some very nice profits here. And then once it did reach up here, we do see how the RSI was telling us that this stock was overvalued, and the MACD was signaling us a selling signal right around here. And if we did use that along with this VWAP indicator signaling that the upper band is also an overvalued signal, if we would have sold or gotten short around here, we would have made some nice profits, as it did tank right after that. And then once again, we do see how once it did reach down here, we see how the RSI was signaling us an undervalued condition, and how the MACD was signaling us in order to buy. So if we did use this, we would see how if we bought at this point, we would have also made some very nice profits. So we can see just how beautiful and powerful this VWAP is alongside many other indicators. So one thing to note is that the volume weighted average price, or like we were calling it, the VWAP, is actually just one of the many tools for technical analysis, which you can incorporate into your trading strategies, but should not be used solely as a buying or selling point, but rather used in coordination with other technical tools, as we saw here, which can give you guys a very good understanding of where the price may be heading to, how the price is changing, and also let you guys know if the stock is actually overvalued or undervalued. And if you guys would like to learn more about different technical indicator tools, go ahead and watch the other tutorials provided on my channel, where I break down all of these indicators for you and more in order to incorporate into your trading strategies and help you become a better and profitable trader. So I hope you guys gained valuable information and I was able to earn your like. Be sure to subscribe for more content similar to this. Thank you all for watching, and God bless you all. I'll go ahead and see you guys in the next video.